everyone. Here we are, Katie Cutler and myself, Ashley Bunkman, on Peeling Back the Truth. And this is episode 18. Crazy. We are going to talk about medical grade skincare. So let's say this is medical skincare and beyond with Ashley and Katie at Peeling Back the Truth.
I love it.
Hi, Katie.
I can't believe we're at episode 18. So I set a personal goal for us.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not really personal. It's kind of
our thing.
Personal plus Ashley. On Instagram, we hit 200 followers. Now, listen, I know that is not anything exciting, but in our world, it's exciting, right? So my goal for us is to get to 1,000.
So I love your thought process on this because I made the goal for my Skin Boss account that I obviously, tag in a lot of our stuff. My personal goal was 1,000 by June and I hit it. So we're making strides here, Katie. We're making strides.
We got to put the effort in to get those likes or whatever. I don't even know what it means. Followers. Because listen, Ashley,
we're aging ourselves.
We are not doing this to be famous. We are doing this to carry the message of
awareness in medical grade
in this industry for people out there who are struggling. Mm-hmm. Like this is strictly like a labor of love. And, we want to do this because we see the need because we're out there, we're out there training and, we're dealing with customers, we're dealing with med spas all the time, dermatology offices, and we know the needs. So this is a definite labor of love. We're not trying to get Instagram famous or, potty. We just want to get our message out. So that's our goal for followers.
And with that being said, Katie, I do have to just say really quick. So Brandon, my husband, is right now getting his pilot's license. I did that for him for his birthday.
Oh, he doesn't want to be a football coach anymore?
Oh no, that's happening too. He has a lot of things, right?
Okay.
So right now he's flying a lot and that's all he talks about. But he said to me the other day, he's like, you need to get hobbies. Like your only hobby is skin. I'm like, that's fine.
That's okay.
Like that's all I do is skin. So people listening to us, Katie and I are obsessed with skin. Yes. And that's good because we love our jobs, but we carry our jobs into our personal life because that's our hobby. Like we love our kids, we love our husbands and we're busy with them, but like my hobby is skin and your hobby is skin. And that's why we get each other. And that's why we created this podcast because it's our hobby.
Yeah. It literally puts me like, it fires me up, all of it. And like, I'm never at work bored. Or like, I can't believe I have to go to work today. Or the only time my job gets hard or tiring is when I'm on the road. And it's not the job part of it. It's not the actual thing I do. It's just that actual travel can be tiring at times,
Yeah.
But besides that, I like the travel, but I can get a little run down after I do a lot of it. But the actual work I do that I'm traveling to or whatever.
It's exciting.
I mean, I love it when I'm in the motion of our jobs and I'm in it. I do not feel in any way, shape or form like I am working.
And speaking of which, Katie, you just reminded me of that one time that you and I were traveling a lot and we got stuck in the airports and we were on the phone with each other. And we were literally laughing so hard that we then broke down crying because we were like so tired. And then we were like laughing and then crying. And these people in the airports were probably looking at us. But just to full disclosure, everybody, we weren't together. We were physically on the phone with each other.
I was in like Michigan. No, I wasn't in Michigan. I was like in like wherever South.
I think you were in Minnesota or something.
We were in like some other crazy state. And I remember this conversation so clear. I was sitting on the floor because my phone
charging the phone.
Charging my phone because there was no chargers anywhere or no like USB ports. So I was like, and I wanted to talk to you so bad. I was leaning against the pole, sitting on the floor with my phone in the charger thing, talking to you like, I'm so tired.
So if anybody could ever see Katie and I, like, just to explain this to people, we are each other's lifeline, like when we're on the road, because we so get it with each other. I called Katie once a long time ago. Well, actually a couple months ago when I was stuck in a blizzard.
A literal blizzard. She is literally.
And then I drove home in the blizzard with a rental van.
And drives home in the blizzard. He does things that like, I don't even know if I would attempt. Like I give up sometimes. And like Ashley is, it's just Jack. Ashley is on a mission to get home, no matter what.
I need my
I am
beliefs.
too, but like, I'm not driving 14 hours. I'll sleep over and go home the next day. Ashley will charge it until she gets to our front door.
I will. I do. And that's okay. But to everybody listening out there, we love our jobs, but sometimes travel gets crazy. And we are each other's lifeline because we understand it. Yes.
It's not always the glam life. It can be challenging, but so, it's okay. It's okay because what we do and what we're traveling to, we love.
Absolutely. 100%. And it's amazing that we still love it after all these years. I mean, I'm going on 17, 18 years. You've been doing this the same. It's amazing. So before we start in medical grade skincare, I want to, full disclosure, talk to you about how my face is a little red right now.
I see.
Little kisses on the cheeks. I have a new hire in our office and she needed a last minute model yesterday for training on microneedling radiofrequency, which I love. But my favorite way to do it is doing a Neo prior, because as everybody knows, Neo by Aerolase can be done in combination with basically anything in the medical grade aesthetics skincare world with lasers. And one of my favorite things to do with a little bit more downtime is that microneedling radiofrequency and then layering the Aerolase 2940 right over it. It kind of creates your own, like we like to call it at Skin Boss, like our boss Fraxis.
It really is.
Because it's so nice.
That is one of my favorite things, combos is similar, but it's a different, way I get there, but it's similar. I like to do the Neo, then skin pen or a microneedle pen, and then do the Aera.
Oh, I love it.
So it's very similar, mechanism.
Yep. Just cutting out the radio frequency, which is great. You get great results. So,
and like the greatest part about it is, even though that sounds like, wow, that's aggressive, a laser, then a microneedle pen, then another laser that's ablative. It's like my patients really, the downtime is not crazy. And the results are just like phenomenal. Because
you push it to the ticket because it's microsecond technology. So you literally have less downtime.
I can do that crazy treatment. And it's not like, oh, they're laid up for 3 weeks.
And it's interesting that you say that, Katie, because I was just talking to one of my patients the other day, and it's funny because Brandon knows that September, October, I always do my reverse in September, October. And the reason why he knows that is because we normally go to like Michigan State football games, and I can still go at the night games with a hat on and my SPF, and I'm completely fine. But it's literally 4 days where traditional ablative and like reverse that we're doing would be literally 14 to 20 days. I do love that technology with Aerolase that you can cut that downtime. Like, so that's why I look like this though.
You imagine throwing a microneedle into a CO2?
Ooh, my face
that would never happen.
My face kind of stingles from that.
It definitely stingles, but like you can do both devices and throw a microneedle in the middle.
Needling radio frequency in the middle.
Yeah, and totally fine. It's 100% fine.
Yep.
And it's not that aggressive. It's aggressive, but you're not like shocking the skin where you don't get this great after result.
I agree.
I love it. And I love it when someone has acne scarring. It's like the best treatment ever.
Well, and that's why I allowed them to do that yesterday, because I had just a little bit of scarring, but we didn't have time to do like our Aera over, which is fine. But just have sunscreen on right now and everybody's seeing my bare crazy face. So here we are.
So if you're out there with a Neo and an Aera, start stacking it with whatever else you have in your practice.
Yes.
Do not let that go to waste. Don't just say, oh, I'm only doing a Neo today, or I'm only doing an Aera, or I'm only doing microneedle. Like put them all together in a bowl and mix them up.
And it's great that you say that, because I just earlier in the week was in Wisconsin training one of our amazing derms, and she ended up getting
I went right on with her after you.
Yes. Oh yes. So
the XC308.
And with that, she in the beginning of the year got the Aera. And then from there, she's like, I need the Neo. And when we were talking and I was training her.
It's actually the opposite of what most people do.
I know. Yeah. And there's one other account that did the same thing in Indiana, which love her too, Heather Hutnick. She's an awesome resource for us.
I have an account who did that too.
And it's okay though that they did it that way, but then they realized like how much you can push the ticket with both. And so when I was with Dr. Dika on, what day was it? Wednesday, I was telling her, she just had questions like, I know with traditional lasers, you can't do this, you can't do that. And I'm like, take that out of the equation. Everything you know about other lasers, take it out of the equation, because you can combine Era, you can combine Neo with anything.
Yeah.
Anything.
It's like in such a class of its own that you can't say, oh, well, I had this laser. I used this laser in the past. I use it. Okay, well, just drop it out. Like, don't even think about it. We're starting all over here. Like,
and I think that's the hardest thing for people to gather, because if they go to the Institute of Lasers and they learn certain ways, we have to kind of reverse it.
This is across the board for all lasers, but like Aerolase, like when we say this, we're serious. Like, we are truly in a class of our own. There is no other laser out there that operates the way our technology does.
Never.
So it is, it gives you the ability to push things to the limit with your patient, take them, to these steps where you could never do with other devices. And never.
The sky's the limit, honestly, with Aerolase devices. And I know we talk about it a lot, but we love it. We love it so much because we can do that.
Like, I'll make a treatment plan that I know is fine. And like, it's a little aggressive in my mind, like thinking like, if I was using blah, blah, blah laser, I wouldn't even like, this wouldn't even
think
like
about it. Cross your mind. No.
But I am not even, I'm doing it with Aerolase. And like, I know it's going to be fine, but still like somewhere in my core, because I'm laser trained, I'm like, hope this is okay.
Yeah, you feel like you're bending the rules. You're like, oh, should I be doing that with a normal laser? You can't.
Okay, because I know I can trust the Neo and I can trust its technology, that I can push things that I would have never pushed before, and I can do things I would have never even attempted before, and it's fine.
I love them. I love them both together. They're the perfect marriage, and then you can add things in between. Add the kids in between.
And then add whatever you got in your practice, bring it in. And like, when I'm training, and I know you too, I tell everyone, look, you have this device now. It doesn't matter what else you have here in your practice. Doesn't matter. It's not a competition with those things. This is in a field of this
own class
combined with everything you have, everything. So whoever's on your books right now for the next 2 weeks, and they don't know you have a new device, throw in a Neo treatment, like as a add-on to their whatever they're scheduled for, to introduce them to it.
Show them those results.
Show and give them like a little bit of a discount to get them introduced to it. Sign them up for a package, and then put it on top of everything. If this is a patient who loves microneedle, great, throw a Neo with it. If this is a patient who's like chemical peels all day long, they want to do chemical peels, do a Neo before their whatever it is, you can throw this in, and it's just going to add to the results.
Absolutely. Yeah. We talk about it. We could go on and on. We could go on and on.
We're going off topic, but what we can do is talk about, okay, yes, all these treatments are wonderful, right? But if you don't use proper skincare at home, and you don't use sunscreen and take care of your skin, medical grade skincare, and you don't follow the instructions of an esthetician, laser tech, doctor, nurse, whoever is in charge of your skin, you are never going to get to the place that you could.
And I'm glad you brought that up, because in clinic every week with our consultations, and I've said this before, and you've said this before, Katie, I would rather do more minimum in office, their first treatment, to get them on in their budget on the correct medical grade skincare first, because like we always say, 80% of skincare is at home, what you're doing, 20% is in clinic with us. And it's very true. And I had the question rise the other day, and I know we talked about doing this topic that you had a great idea on, Katie. And right when you said that, it sparked this conversation that I had with a patient the other day in clinic. And she was like, well, I really like the skincare that I'm using at home. And she told me the skincare she's using at home. And obviously we all have those moments where we want to like kind of shell ourselves inside.
Like, what is she going to
say?
But
I was like, oh, great. Okay. And some patients are very receptive to changing their skincare routine. Other patients are very stuck in a rut until you earn their trust. And I get that. But when she told me her skincare, It had fillers, parabens, polylethyurethanes that are used to decrease car motors in it.
Dimethicons,
Exactly.
fragrance.
So I was like holding back a little bit, and I said to her, because I could tell her personality was, she wasn't going to change everything. So I then said to her, okay, my top two things that I think would be very beneficial for her is a vitamin C to protect from free radical damage, pollutants, and antioxidant to really help.
Because you're polluting your skin with your skincare.
Yes.
So,
so let's do that first. Then my second choice is always, technically my first choice is always sunscreen. And speaking of which, everybody listening, this month is Melanoma Awareness Month. You have to use your sunscreen. I am so happy. Oh, look at her. Look at her. I am so happy, Katie, that a lot of like people in social media, celebrities are like endorsing the protection of that. I mean, one of the male celebrities just came out the other day saying that he had like basal cell on his nose, and he talked about how he needs to wear sunscreen. I'm glad that people are talking about this now and are more open about this now, talking about how we all need sunscreen, because it is such a must. If I didn't have sunscreen, I don't know what I would do. Like I don't know. It's literally, sunscreen to me is magic.
Wash my face.
You cleanse your face. You don't wash your face.
I know you always say that. I'm sorry. I cleanse my skin, and then I do my serums, whatever. I always go light to thick.
Yep. Thinnest to thickest.
Thinnest to thickest when you're putting on your skincare. That's a good way, simple way to think about it. Mm-hmm. But my last step in the morning before I ever step foot out of my front door is full face of sunscreen. Yep. Whether it's a tinted, a non-tinted, it's a broad spectrum, full face of sunscreen. And if I'm out all day, it's reapplied throughout the day. 100%. You know, and my makeup has SPF in it. Anything I can SPF my face with, I'm doing it. Let's do it. And our bodies too. So this patient loves the sun. She loves it. She's like a very crisp, bronzed orange, I guess, color, you could say. And I love the sun too. I do too. But she thought, Katie, she thought that if she used sunscreen, she'd be pale. Let's tell everybody that's a myth. It is a myth if you use sunscreen that you're going to be pale. It is protecting you from the bad rays, and you're still going to get some change of melanin in your skin, but it's correct change. It's not going to actually do more signs of aging, do more damage than good to the skin. It is helping protect you from the bad rays. Yeah. We're not saying that you can't get like a little, like, listen, I have very olive skin, very olive skin. And you look very glowy and bronzy right now because you were gone last month with the kids. Like this was like a month ago. And but you protected yourself. I protected myself, but I always have like a tan, like I look a little tan. That's just my skin color. But because of that, when I go in the sun, like even my kids say, the first day we were on vacation, they were like, Mom, how are you tan? Like I see you loading sunscreen on all day. But that's just that is my skin. Exactly. But I do still get tan, but I never am burned. I'm never like, oh, I can't, I'm in pain. My face is on fire. Right. Like that never happens. If that happens, I'm crying. Yeah, like, me too. It's definitely happened to me. I will admit it, because I'm more so very hyper focused on protecting my kids, because my kids are littler. I'm very hyper focused on that. Then I kind of forget to do myself, and it's happened, but luckily I do what I do and I can help solve that problem. Right. So with that being said though, with cosmeceutical skincare, over the counter skincare versus medical grade, the difference is FDA regulations are huge, right? 99.9% of the products that's medical grade skincare regulated by FDA has to have less than 1% of something different in it. It's a very high concentration of medical grade ingredients. Yeah. That is the difference from over the counter and medical grade. Do you agree? A good way to, this is how I bring this to the masses. This is how I always say. So you know how you're watching a commercial and Eva Longoria is on the commercial, or I think she's like Neutrogena or Oil of Olay, right? And she's like hyaluronic acid, right? Whatever. Yeah. Hyaluronic, she acts like makes it. Okay, maybe that oil of Olay product or whatever product she represents, I'm not sure, has hyaluronic acid in it. Maybe this much.
Maybe 1%.
And if it's in there, they're allowed to say it's in there. They're allowed to say contains hyaluronic acid. It doesn't mean there's enough hyaluronic acid in that product to affect your skin in a positive way, because the FDA does not approve cosmetic grade skincare, allowing it to put certain amounts of retinols, certain amounts of, different types of active ingredients. They only say they're allowed 2%. Medical grades allowed 17%.
Correct.
And this is not a statistic that's true. I'm giving a
example.
Example.
And we love Eva Longoria. We think she's beautiful for the record.
She's very beautiful. Listen, I'm not putting her down in any way or the product. I'm just saying they are allowed to put that much of active ingredient, and they put a lot of filler in there.
Fragrance,
for our
preservatives,
skin, where
parabens.
The medical grade can put much more active ingredient. Plus, we don't fill the medical skincare with bad things. So if it feels good, looks good, smells good, it's not good.
Correct. So like you said, it's flip-flop. 1% of the active ingredient is in cosmeceutical over-the-counter brands. 99% is in the medical grade. So it's flip-flop. So you're not getting pure, full, fulfilled ingredients in skincare. Therefore, you're not going to achieve the results that you want to see fast, like you do with your in-house treatments. And that's why we say 80% is so important, because what you're doing on a daily at home versus what you're doing in the clinic once a month with us is going to actually make a step above what others are doing with over the counters at home. If people want to stay on their acne skincare because so-and-so endorses it and they have flawless skin, that's fine, but it's not realistic expectations.
And it's not really fine.
You have to listen to your medical expert and what to do.
It's not really fine, because you could be stripping your moisture barrier and causing yourself more acne.
And go in that hamster wheel of dehydration, acne.
Like this big myth. Here's a good myth. Let's bring it up right in the middle of the podcast. Acne needs to be dried out. Total myth. Acne is only, okay. So acne is going to happen from oily and dry. It needs to be, your moisture barrier needs to be intact and healthy. And this is when you're not going to break out.
And true story. Everybody knows I used to be very active acne. I had ice pick scars in my face. I had very, very, very bad skin when I was a kid. My favorite, and I'm not knocking this for some, my favorite product, Katie, St. Ives apricot scrub. All over my skin, all over.
It's like going outside and getting some rocks from the garden and chopping
soil
into little tiny pieces and then rubbing them on your skin.
So when I started my medical internship underneath the derm that I was with for 2 years, we looked at my skin in a magnifying glass, like mirror. And when we did that, you could see little, like almost feather line ablation in my skin of where the shells were like crushed, exfoliating my face with the St. Ives apricot scrub. If you want to do that, that's fine. I would recommend not going to a medical esthetician, a physician, a nurse, any of that. Don't do that, because you're going to be throwing your money away.
You're throwing your money away.
I was stripping and going in this hamster wheel of crazy skincare because I thought, dry it out, dry it out, dry it out. That's the number one thing I tell all my active acne cases, whether they're adult, teens, they all think you need to dry out the sebaceous oils. But then you're in that hamster wheel of your barrier being completely compromised. And then you're going to purge sebaceous oils because it doesn't know what to do besides create more, because your skin is malnourished, basically.
Basically, yes. And people, it happens all the time. Like they do that. And then whenever I give an acne patient a moisturizer, they're like, I can't use moisturizer.
They come back normally in 2 weeks and they're like, wow.
But then they do it and they're like, oh, like your skin has to be moisturized still, but with the proper moisturizer. You know,
and if you do that, you're going to have less breakouts. And then it's going to be mind blowing to them, because they're like, the moisturizer gave me less breakouts. But that's where proper education comes in. And that's why you have to listen to the licensed people in charge of your skin. Yeah. That's the biggest part.
I mean, listen, it's really as simple as with our skin, that NMF, our natural moisturizing factor. Okay. If our skin will present its most beautiful when that is intact as it can be. If it is compromised in any way, for example, the weather changes, you use a product it doesn't agree with. You are in the sun, whatever it is that throws your NMF off, that's when your skin acts out. I call it my skin is acting out. When Katie or Ashley, which we love to do, we have lots of products in our possession, we have a hard time controlling ourselves from trying them all. So sometimes I get a little kooky and I will just be like, what's the big deal? I'll just try a little. I'll try this tonight, this tomorrow night. I know it's wrong. I know I'm going to pay for it. I get my skin so frazzled. I start breaking out and I'm like, what? Then I'm calling Ashley. I don't know what's wrong. And she's like, well, what have you done? I'm like, well, I did a peel Monday, a peel Tuesday. I tried
the exfoliant, the retinol,
I tried this new retinol. And she's like, yeah, Kate, you stripped your moisture barrier. Like, let's go back to the basics, put a little Cyclofate on that skin.
Oh, Cyclofate.
All the day for a week and get it back in order, you know? So like your skin looks its best when that NMF, when it is intact and in that perfect place, not too oily, not too dry, just right. Like porridge in Three Little Bears, right?
Not too thin, not too thick. It's, is it Three Little Bears? No, it's
Goldilocks.
Goldilocks and not Three Bears. Are there three bears?
Goldilocks and the Seven Dwarfs.
No, that's
Snow White.
That's Sleeping Beauty in the Seven Dwarfs, right?
Sleeping Beauty.
No, wait, it's Snow White.
Yeah.
Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. Man, Katie and I need a tutorial on our Disney, apparently.
Listen, we're not the brightest when it comes to that kind, some of these.
We really do good in skincare.
When it comes to skin, we got you.
So with that being said, you said one of my favorite products that I will also call Boo Boo Cream. If in doubt, get Cyclofate on your skin. It's by Aven, has 4 major actives in it: zinc, copper, C+ Restore Postbiotic, and thermal spring water, baby. And as Katie's holding that up on the screen, you see a little family there. That family is to show you it is good on all family members. My dogs,
rash cream.
Yep. My dogs love to eat it. I don't know why, but they like it too. So don't let your dog eat it. But I did it on my babies when they were born and they had diaper rash. It's good on burns, cuts, scrapes, bruises, stitch marks. Anybody that has their moisture barrier off, anybody that has raw skin, post-procedure, it retails literally for $28.
I have on my thumb. Been using this.
Look at mine. I even have a wacky colored Band-Aid over mine on my thumb. Yesterday, I made paper cup. It's also antimicrobial, antibacterial, and antifungal. So you will be very well protected with that. So if in doubt, get yourself some
every household should own Cyclofate.
Everyone.
Every household.
I put it on my dog's cuts before, Katie. My dogs.
Put it on.
That's how they know that they love it, because they lick it.
Cyclofate is like the product of Neo. I use the Neo
for everything.
I have poison ivy. I'm like, let me try it because
it's a cold sore. Yep, works great.
It helps every single condition. Okay, I mean, we're cleared 36, FDA cleared for 36.
In our head, it's 55.
It is. It's really basically just try it. But I feel like Cyclofate is like the product of Neo. Like I put it on everything.
Like the lasers Neo, the product Cyclofate.
Product, yeah. Because it's the best. And when my skin's not right, I throw my hands up, cleanse my skin, and just put Cyclofate and go to bed. And I need it to repair itself.
And I like to share it so much, and I know you do too, Katie, because it's such affordable medical grade skincare. It doesn't have to be the cost of La Mer.
It's like
don't get me started on that.
Maybe for this tube.
It's 20. That one, that one's 28 or 42 if it's the large one. Is that the larger one?
Yeah, it's the larger one.
So that's 42.
Yeah,
$42, everybody. You can afford when you're going to Sephora and Ulta and spending $85 on an eye cream that is basically 90% water.
Yes, that is.
And fragrance and filler and paraben. Not saying there aren't good things at Sephora and Ulta, because there are. And I like to go in there too.
Makeup.
But if you're going to get medical grade services, medical grade skincare is a must. With that being said, let's go to one of the products I talked about earlier, Katie, vitamin C. It is a fat.
Wait, let's talk about it. I want you to explain to everybody, what is an antioxidant?
An antioxidant.
Why is it necessary in our skincare routine?
Okay. This year now is 2023, everyone.
You got this.
The pollutants in the air now versus when our family, like our parents were younger, is completely different. Antioxidants help protect you from free radical damage, pollutants in the air. The rays, when I say it's helping protect you from the damaging rays of the sun, it is not a sunscreen. It goes hand in hand with sunscreen. To everybody out there, vitamin C is not a sunscreen. I get that question a lot. It does help protect and prevent in conjunction with sunscreen.
Yeah. So I'm going to stop a sunburn.
When you read the back of a antioxidant specifically filled with vitamin C, you will read on the back of the ingredients and the directions that you can apply it morning and night. If you want to, that's fine. Myself and Katie are here to tell you, you don't have to do that. You're just going to waste the product in the evening, unless you live in Alaska and it is sunny all night and you're walking outside in it.
Or you're sleeping outside.
Or walking the night in the day, whatever it is.
Morning vitamin C.
Always morning vitamin C, unless you are a profession that you work nights. Yeah, I could see you flip-flopping it, or a doctor where you flip-flop it because your body is at rest and sleeping during the day. That's fine. But if you are a human being that goes out during the day normally, vitamin C is a must.
Morning.
Underneath your skincare in the morning. It is, or sunscreen, I'm sorry. It is not your sunscreen though. Everyone over the age of, I say honestly, 18 needs vitamin C in their life. And it doesn't have to be the most expensive medical grade vitamin C. There are tons on the market out there. They have extra antioxidants in them. I mean, one of my favorite ones, honestly, is, I'll say it, Skin Better Science, Alto Advanced. It's a C&E with 17 extra antioxidants. I love to explain to my patients, that's my highest formulation of vitamin C antioxidants that we have. Another one of my all-time favorites is the C+ Advanced from Glytone.
That's one of my
fabulous.
And but you know what I'm liking? The
Aoxidative.
I'm liking that.
I love Aoxidative, and I specifically love Aoxidative because it's in that price family for like younger patients too. But I love the feel of Aoxidative. It has that mother of pearl in it that makes your skin look so hydrated and glowy.
One of my favorite, like last minute throw ons. Like if I'm just like running out and I just wash my face, I'll like throw that on.
You're just cleansing your face?
Yeah. Cleansing. So, but I love that product, but I am with you with the Skin Better Alto Advance. I use it every night, either that or the C+ Glytone. They're my two favorites.
Every night? You're using it every night?
I use C day. Did I say night? Sorry. Every morning.
Oh, everybody knows what you meant. We just made this, but everybody knows what you meant.
But I have to say, I was years ago, SkinCeutical C&E Furic freak. I mean, I lived by it. And do I still think it's good? I do, but I think we've come beyond, you know.
I'm going to be very careful with what I'm saying about that. I used to use it in clinic for years, and it is a good product. However, there is far more technology advancements since the 90s.
Yes.
That now have more improved efficacy levels with their antioxidants. And we're going to leave it at that.
But back in the day,
it was the creme de la creme.
It was the thing, you know, and I used it for many, many years.
Me too.
You know, and it did its job, but it was the first thing that turned me on to how much a difference adding a vitamin C to my morning routine changes the game. With my
Katie, did you just like it because it smells like bacon?
I actually don't even like,
I'm just kidding. I think it smells like bacon.
But I really do. That is the product that taught me.
Yeah.
Like, oh my gosh, like this makes a big difference. you know, like I'm going 17 years ago. I don't use that same product today, but it taught me that vitamin C is a necessity 100%.
100%.
In my routine, without a doubt.
So we talked about our C's, we talked about our antioxidants, we talked about our sunscreens. Let's jam out about nightly exfoliation, retinol hydrates, all of those things.
Okay, but one thing before we go on, let's talk about cleansers real quick.
Okay. Just
because I think there's a slight misconception with cleansers. And I fall into it sometimes. And tell me if you agree. Maybe you don't. A lot of cleansers, we're speaking all medical grade skincare now.
All medical.
This is what we're talking about. This is all medical grade we're speaking of. Many cleansers in medical grade have an active ingredient other than like a cleanser. So maybe it has a glycolic in it. Maybe, you know, it has something in it that is exfoliating also, you know, during the wash, which is great. For years, I thought like I had to use this like wash that was kind of, you know, not aggressive, but more active in my routine. I learned over time, and at this present moment in my skincare routine, I am using a gentle cleanser, a medical grade gentle cleanser. It's a Ven tolerance, and my skin is happier. When I was using a more aggressive cleanser, I was over treating a little bit because the cleanser, then all the product I was using. So I was like, what can I pull out to calm my routine down a little bit? And I decided I'm going to calm it down in the cleanser because I can still cleanse my face without an active ingredients and use all my products. And it was a game changer for me. So you don't have to always, everybody's going to be better with different cleansers.
Absolutely. I fully agree with what you're stating. I personally always do my more exfoliating. So first and foremost, I don't just do one cleanser. I'm crazy. I do more of my gentle cleanser without active acids in the morning because my body was at rest all night with goodness on my skin. I don't want to overstrip in the morning. I do more of my active cleansers with active glycolics or, you know, other AHAs or salicylic, anything like that, lactic. I do my more aggressive cleansers in the evening because I want that really good squeaky clean to then put on all of my exfoliating products or products that I need to kind of tame my skin down and let my body be at rest with those. So I personally don't do a lot of harsh, I don't want to say the word harsh, I guess. I don't do a lot of my active acid cleansers in the morning. I do those more so at night before my body's at rest. Now, some people are probably different, more really like my acne active teens that get really oily during the day. They might flip that around. They might do their more actives in the morning and they're more gentle at night.
If it works for them.
And if it's in your budget, I think if it's in your budget, you shouldn't have the same cleanser at night as you do in the morning. That's me. But if it isn't in your budget, you absolutely can do that. But let's get some stepping stones here to try to build that. And with that being said, I also, me personally, I cannot live without, I'm saying it, my favorite cleansing product, micellar water by Aven is my absolute favorite.
Okay, I gotta go get my bottle.
Go get it.
Okay, I'm gonna.
Oh no, I can get it. I'm really close. I can get it. I'll be right back.
Get it, because this product is a game changer. I live by it. There is one in every pocketbook I have. In the console in my car, there's one. There's one on my kitchen sink. There's one on my bathroom sink. I use this all day just to give my face a swipe, and because it has the best ingredients.
And I'm reading the back too. The one thing I love about this, the number one ingredient, thermal spring water. Thermal spring water is.
So when you just said micellar water, I'm going to be honest here. I went right to thermal spring water.
Yes.
So that's what I have in my car, in my purses, on my kitchen counter. The micellar water is used as a cleanser at times. Yes.
And some people, and I'm here to tell you, it's okay to do it both ways. Some people love to do micellar water before their cleanser as like a pre-cleanser to get their makeup off.
I cleanse with it. I spray my face and then cleanse with.
The micellar, after you spray your face with a thermal, then you put the micellar.
Or my cleanser, either one.
I will say this was my lifesaver when I just went, I took my kids for 10 days through 13 states in an RV, which was fantastic. I welcome every family to do that. It's so fun.
Yeah, it's fantastic. Ashley calls me. She's like, oh, we're just sitting in the food store parking lot, taking a break with her phone, showing her kids are laying in the back. They're like, hey.
Playing video games. So
Ashley driving the whatever.
The 31-foot RV. Yeah, it was a blast. It was hectic at times, but micellar and thermal spring, micellar water and thermal spring, or micellar cleanser, sorry, and thermal spring saved my life because we didn't have running water all the time. And I could put this on a pad and I could cleanse my face properly. I personally love to use this at night after my more exfoliating cleansers. Just then I kind of soothe with this to calm everything down, to then put everything on. But the crazy thing is if you've never used micellar water or cleanser before in your life, you think you have all your makeup and all the dirt and oil off after your first cleanse. Then you do this and then you're like, oh, it's brown.
I will not stop cleansing until I get a clean swipe. I don't, so it's not happening.
I love that in my routine. It might not be for all, but it's for me. Like people don't
think your face is clean just because you washed it.
Never.
Cleanse it. Always do a swipe with something because you think you got it off with your cleanse, but I'm telling you, you don't. And you don't want to put more product over makeup.
To seal it all in. To make it all fester.
Like not good at all. It's bad.
Katie, do you get excited to cleanse your face in the morning and night? I get excited.
I mean, literally, my husband says to me, I'm like, I'm going to go wash my face real quick. I lie to myself real quick. Nothing's happening real quick. He's like, I'll see you in an hour.
Well, because then you kind of sit there and you're dabbling, like that's my self-care. That like my family doesn't think I do self-care. I do it every day. And every night, like that is my self-soothing care. It's like you get home from work or travel, you go upstairs, you take a shower, you cleanse your face, or you jump in your jammies. And then my self-care is cleansing all of this.
Full-blown routine. And listen, there's nothing that knocks the routine out. I don't care if I had the worst, most horrible, tired, exhausted day. There is never a night I just get in the bed and say, not tonight.
There's normally like one time a year I don't do that. And I feel so awful about myself when I wake up.
One time a year for me. I cannot go to bed. I don't care what the scenario, if this face is not cleansed properly.
I have like one night a year. And when I do that, I feel like the worst person ever in the morning when I'm like, this is gross.
Bad.
It was bad. This is really bad.
I mean, I can tell you, how many people do you talk to? And they're like, my skin's, and I look at them and I say to myself, if I could just dermaplane them and get them on good, skincare, they would look completely different. And that's just a little thing.
And I'm also,
much they're lacking in taking care of their skin. Like their skin is so full of unnecessary skin cells and unmoisturized, like they're dehydrated. And like, if I can just get you fresh start and give you some good product alone, you're going to look different. Your skin's going to be better.
So I'm just going to say this. And I wonder if she's ever listening to this. My sister-in-law doesn't listen to us, I don't think, but if she does, she'll be like, oh my gosh, she has beautiful skin. My sister-in-law, she is one of those people that don't ever have to work at it. And so is my best friend. Never cleanse her skin, never cleanse her skin, never use any products. She may have good skin now, but as we age, and my best friend in the whole wide world, she has been my best friend since I was 12. She is a knockout. She is gorgeous. She is so beautiful. Like I've always been like, God, I'm so glad she's my best friend. She's so beautiful. But now she used to think I was crazy 18 years ago getting in this industry. And now that we're aging, now she comes in clinic to see us. But now she takes care of her skin because she realizes it's starting to turn. Anybody that doesn't take care of their skin now and you have flawless, gorgeous skin, I envy you. That's amazing. But I'm going to tell you, if you don't take care of it now in the next 10 to 15 years, you're going to see a setback. And if you would have just taken care of it in the first place, you wouldn't have to get all the things now. You'd already be in the routine of doing it. I will tell you that.
100%. I mean, listen, I'm not here to say, I'm going to just put it out there. I am much older than Ashley.
No, you're not.
You know,
in age, I'm an old soul. Be nice.
And I, what can I say? I had very nice skin as a young person, like in my 20s and my 30s. And at about late 30s, I really, and I was decent, but I didn't do nothing like I am today. But I started things happening, things started happening in like my later 30s. And I was like, okay, this cannot happen.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this just can't happen. And it's how I even really ventured into the industry, because like, I was like, started getting interested. And then I was like, oh, what about, maybe I should get Botox? Like, cause back then people weren't getting Botox in their 20s.
Nope.
It wasn't a thing.
People thought I was crazy because I was in medical grade skincare. They're like, I don't even understand what you're doing at 19.
Yeah.
I'm like, you wait for it.
But you don't wait for it. That's a myth.
I'm saying you wait for it because it's going to hit the market.
Oh, you wait. Yeah. I'm saying, but I meant you don't wait. Do it young. Preventative skincare is very, very, very smart. My daughter is an esthetician. She's 23. Mm-hmm. She takes amazing care of her skin. She does not sun her skin. She does not, she has beautiful skin naturally, but she, knows because she's in the industry. But anyway, for myself, like, I don't have the luxury to not take care of my skin. Mm-hmm. I am 52 years old. And if I don't, I will be really,
not pleased in 10 years.
But without the Aerolase, like Neo, without my treatments in the med spa and my skincare, I would not be able to maintain youthful, healthy skin. Now, look, I know I don't look 20, but I think that it's important. You want to look good for your age.
You want to be age appropriate, but in the best light.
Age appropriate looking. Like, you want to look awake and happy and
not you do.
Tired.
And your skin looks amazing.
What you want. I don't care if someone says to me, I know you're an older woman. That's fine with me.
You're aging gracefully.
I don't want to look like an older woman.
Haggard
and tired. I want to look healthy and, like good for my age.
And I do like the fact that you talked about Amanda, obviously, and doing great skincare at 23. Isabella, my daughter, she's going to be 17 in July. She takes such good care of her skin. She'll ask me questions. But the thing I love about this era of youth and into their 20s, they don't love the tanning bed. They don't do tanning beds. Because there's so many studies not to. If you're listening to this and you do a tanning bed, just stop. Like, and if you're listening to this and you do a tanning bed, don't go to a medical esthetician, don't go to a doctor, don't go to a nurse. Just throw your money at the tanning bed because you're probably going to have melanoma before you know it. Stop going to the tanning bed. Just stop. Don't say, oh no, my favorite, Katie, is, well, I'm going to go to the islands for spring break.
If I don't.
So I got to tan in the tanning bed first. No.
Just wear
I don't even want you to do spray tans, but I'd rather you do that than tanning bed. Just do it.
Wear sunscreen. Just wear sunscreen. You won't burn.
I want to shake people that are like, I go to the tanning bed, including my brother. He goes to the tanning bed.
It's like an excuse to go, is what I think, because you're not going to burn if you put your appropriate sunscreen on.
Exactly.
You're not going to burn.
Okay, we're going to go on to exfoliants because
we will go. This is a full day topic.
Okay, we're going to make this super quick. Everybody needs some
segment too.
We should.
Let's do morning. Let's finish morning.
Okay.
And then to do evening routine.
And just so everybody knows, we did a similar, really a long time ago.
Yeah, we
did. Similar favorite products, but we're talking about strictly medical grade sun care, and skincare, sorry. And we're adding in our
sunscreen, what? I don't know what I'm saying.
We're adding in our faves, but we're talking about medical grade skincare as a whole and what it means, the 99% FDA regulation of having really good, pure products, no parabens, no fillers. Some Spanish and French and Italian companies do like to add a little fragrance in theirs, and they still can be medical grade, but it's more so like rose water or something like that, but they don't have parabens, fillers. They're not watered down with non-thermal spring water. They don't have a lot of alcohol in them. It is 99.9% great medical grade skincare. And that's what we're talking about today. And to kind of sum up what we're doing with our morning routines are your antioxidants with the vitamin C, with great cleansers.
Start from the morning routine. Wake up.
You need great cleansers. You might have active acids in them. You might not, depending on what your skin, is tolerating, depending on what your skin typing is, depending on your age bracket. You need a good antioxidant with strictly vitamin C in it. Some have E's, some have other antioxidants, just some type of antioxidants. You absolutely need that. You definitely need a moisturizer of some sort, whether it be a pure hyaluronic, if you don't like the heaviness of moisturizer, whether it be a cream, whether it be a lotion, the serum, whatever it may be, some type of hydration. And you need good SPF. You need mineral, zinc oxide, broadband spectrum. You need it all. You need good medical grade SPF. It's the last product you put on. Love the hydrolipid. That stuff is fantastic.
What's in here?
It has hyaluronic acid, squalene, titanium dioxide, and zinc. Fragrance-free, SPF 40. That retail product is under $38, I think.
Yes.
It doesn't cost a lot for medical grade skincare. It doesn't cost a fortune. That's where there is a myth. It's not a fortune to have medical grade skincare. It is true if you are going to a facility that is medical grade skincare and you're seeing an esthetician, a doctor, a nurse practitioner, a nurse anesthetist, a PA, an NP, whatever you're seeing, you need medical grade skincare to go with it, or you might as well save your money from going in through their doors. It's not going to work.
When I was practicing, I will not treat you. I won't treat you.
And like I said, in consultation, I'd rather send them home with good products to start with to prep their skin and then buy something down the road.
Even if I start you with a cleanser and a moisturizer and an SPF. I'm okay with that. I want the C in there, but if we got to start there, I'm okay with it.
Back to basics. Exactly. Yeah. So that's what we're starting with for our daily. We're going to get into our night next time.
Can go in. So Ashley is on point. Cleanser, antioxidant, moisturizer, sunscreen. But if you are heavily pigmented, and that is a concern, you may want to have your moisturizer, possibly, or separate, something with a brightener of some
lightener and a brightener.
Like, so that could be thrown in your morning too, but that really is if you have pigment, and you're working on that.
And it needs to be it needs to be a non-hydroquinone base, first of all, if you're using it during the day. Absolutely.
Yes.
100%.
And there's plenty of them out there. Plenty.
Tons. Enhanced Brightening Complex, my favorite from Glytone and Aven. 12% glycolic acid. I'm sorry, azelaic acid, 3% glycolic. The most affordable, amazing lightener and brightener on the market.
Lightener and brightener.
People notice. Like our lead esthetician in clinic, Tanya, I'm giving you a shout out. People notice when she puts it on. She will say, I'll do any skincare medical grade that I want. She goes, the days that I wear Enhanced Brightening Complex underneath my moisturizer, or I do it the night before, people notice her skin is just
the thing about that product is it works on browns and reds.
Absolutely. And you can use it when you're pregnant and you can use it when you're breastfeeding. Mm-hmm. And what do we get when we're pregnant or breastfeeding sometimes? Melasma. We talked about that last time. So you can use it to break that down. Exactly.
Yeah. It is the best product. It's a really, really great product.
So segment 2 of this.
I find it to be extremely moisturizing.
And that's the thing. Some people bring back and say it actually stripped their skin, but that's because their barrier was stripped to begin with.
Yeah, they're putting they're
too much.
Too much. If a product that is more powerful, you feel like your skin's starting to just skip a day.
Or put Cyclofate over.
Yeah, or put Cyclofate over. So think it through. People always ask me, well, what's your routine right now? I'm like, well, it really depends. I have a routine, but if my skin starts acting up or something goes on, I just go straight back to my Cyclofate.
Yep.
For a day, nights, clear it, get everything back in order, and go back. It's okay to skip a night. If you're getting irritated, it's too much you're overdoing it. So go to every other night for a little bit. You know what I mean? Think it through. Don't have your skin irritated and then throwing on these more intense products.
I'm going to say something really quick, and I'm not going to say a name of this product line, and it is technically considered medical grade, but I hate what they stand behind when they say your skin's going to be really raw and exfoliated for the first couple weeks, but you got to work through the process of that.
No,
I disagree with that.
Disagree. If your skin looks angry, it is.
It's mad at you. Fix it.
Your skin has feelings. I think
my skin has feelings.
I look at it like, if your skin looks good, it feels good. If it's annoyed and it's peeling and flaking and red and irritated,
it looks like crap.
Off, and you got to fix it. That is not in the Now, listen, if you got a chemical peel and it's peeling, or you did an ablative, that's obviously, yes, that's part of the process.
But for me, my reset button is sickle fate.
You should not have constant irritated skin. Your skin should be happy.
I agree. And reset it with sickle fate. Super inexpensive. One of the best products on the market.
If you're irritated, something's going on, cut everything out, cleanse, sickle fate.
And cleanse with a non-acid based cleanser. Non-acid based cleanser to cleanse, or micellar water.
Do you have a thermal spring water nearby?
I'll go get let me get it. It's right over here. Let me get it.
We need to show it.
I got it. We're gonna end on this note for this segment,
because this is the do all end all for me.
I'm gonna use it right now.
Spray it through the computer.
By the way, just so everybody knows, this is Avène thermal spring water. Do not shake your can. Do not shake the can.
Yeah.
Don't shake it because it's aerosol and you're a kid from the 80s.
We couldn't see it. Oh, look at her. She's just living it.
My kids at the beach drink this. That's how spoiled they are.
But because it's the other side, because the light is not letting you see the Avène work. Yeah.
Let me
there we go. Right there. You can
you see it?
Yep, totally.
Avène thermal spring water. This little can right here is the medium-sized can.
It's a can of miracles.
Can of miracles that you do not shake ever. I set my makeup with this. It sets for 8 hours after I put my makeup on. Love it. And I do it before.
I literally have perioral dermatitis.
Oh, this saved your life with a Neo.
It's so bad. So what I do is I literally take a gauze or, cleansing pad, some kind of, cloth. I put it on my chin, soak it with thermal spring water, and I leave it sit on my chin for about 10 minutes, morning, or when I'm watching TV at night. The only other way I kept my perioral dermatitis under control was the Neo. Like Neo absolutely helps with it. But sometimes I would have to take doxycycline, and doxycycline, I'm allergic to it. I cannot take it. So the Neo was keeping it under control. But when I added in the thermal spring water, cleanse, it's like I'm wiped out.
But just so everybody out there knows, if you're not allergic to doxycycline and you're on it and you get a Neo, it's okay, because Neo is okay to do when you're on medication, which normal lasers you can't do.
No, yeah.
We are going to end this segment on
we're not going to be able to stop. We won't be able to stop.
So we're going to go through night on our next session.
Let's do that, because night, it's a different.
We already went through facts and myths. We already went through that throughout the whole process. So I hope everybody gets something out of this with the medical grade skincare and blossoms from that and is educated enough to know you're throwing your money away if you don't do medical grade skincare and you go to clinic to do.
Don't fall for the Instagram, don't fall.
TikTok, Instagram. I love it and I hate it all at once, because people are telling you the myths.
If you took nothing from today, or you did, but get off this podcast, order yourself a sickle fate. AvèneUSA.com, order yourself a thermal spring water. You gotta have it. You gotta have and a sunscreen. This is one. Avène has a sunscreen that's amazing. Just a medical grade, broad spectrum sunscreen. If that's, just go do that for yourself. But you have to have sickle fate in your house.
And it has zinc in it, so it helps protect you with the sunscreen even more. Melanoma Awareness Month. Go get your sunscreens now.
Okay. We're excited. This was fun, but we're going to do evening next time.
We will do evening next time. I love you so much, Katie. This was fantastic. Thank you everybody for listening to us. Peeling Back the Truth with Katie Cutler and Ashley Bunkelman. We hope we made a difference, one skincare routine at a time.
That's right.